Welcome back to another episode of Navigating Postpartum with me, Jaree Williams. I am so glad that you are tuning in. And first off, let me say, make sure you subscribe so that you can get notified every time I drop an episode. And click on my link tree so you can sign up for my email list so you can get exclusive emails with tips and maybe some other things. But be sure to sign up for that. And here we go. Hey, guys. I'm so excited that I'm taking the time to record another episode. And let me let you in on something. Tomorrow is my 3-year anniversary with my husband for how long we've been married. And I'm so excited. And y'all know what song keep playing in my head? Do you know what today is? It's my anniversary. So yeah, I'm excited. 3 years in, and that's what this episode is going to be about. 3 things that I've learned in these 3 years about marriage. To have a healthy, thriving marriage. And yes, we're still in the early stages, but we are doing so good. We are happy. We're communicating. And most of all, we're being present with each other and making sure that we're growing together and not apart. And the 3 things that I learned in this time is 1, communication. Communication is so important. And not just any type of communication, healthy communication, making sure that you can express yourself in a safe, respectful space. And sometimes it's hard to have tough conversations, and you go through different stages and seasons where you're just like, I need to let them know this is not working, or I'm not myself, or I need help, especially when you factor kids in the situation. Like, things can change, the dynamic will change if you let it. But what my husband and I have been doing is just making sure that we're communicating, checking in on each other, not just saying, how are you doing, but what do you need? What are you working on? What are you working on developmentally right now? Or are you in a good headspace? Making sure that you're having those conversations and saying what's on your heart, what's bothering you. Not just like, oh, they're fine. But like, if you feel that their energy is low, check in on them, because just as much as it's hard being, living day-to-day life, and then when you factor in, being married and having kids and working, it's so many different dynamics that can come into it, and you're not always with your partner to see what they're experiencing and going throughout the day. So just make sure that you check in on them and make sure that they're good, because I like when we have those conversations, because sometimes I'm like, dang, I didn't even know you were working on that. But yes, that's one of them. Communicate. Even having those tough conversations, because those tough conversations will make you uncomfortable. But guess what? It's going to make you stronger, and it's going to help you be able to have those even more uncomfortable conversations. But after a while, it's just going to come to the norm. And you're going to just be like, hey, you got a moment? Or just check their mood. Make sure it's a good time to talk about those things. Don't just run up on them talking. But yeah, that's one thing I learned, like the importance of communication, because I always wasn't really as open as I am now with my husband. And it's just a beautiful thing now that I can have those kind of conversations. At first, it was hard. But now, I just walk him up to him and be like, hey, this is a good moment or not, and we just talk about it. And it helps you get over things faster. Like, if he said something I didn't like, now I can just be like, yeah, I didn't like that, versus like holding a grudge, like waiting a whole day or 2 days and just being like the silent treatment and stuff. Like, nope, it's not effective. I'd rather just talk about it, move on, and continue what else we're going to do during the day. The second thing is to be present with each other. Like, there's so many other responsibilities, duties, and tasks during the day. But when you do get a moment, make sure you're being present with them, that you're not on your phone, that you're not just talking about, like, you could talk about your day, or you could talk about things that are going on, but don't use that whole time that you have with each other. Like, learn something new, spend time together, tech-free, have good conversations. Like, it just makes a difference of being present versus like y'all hanging out and both of y'all are on your phone, or, you're just distracted by other things. Like, especially like sometimes having kids, you don't always have those times. So you want to really just embrace those moments that you do have, so that you can really love on each other and grow. Like, it's just such a beautiful thing, because like even now with our transition to having 2 kids now, you don't always have moments just to sit all day and hang out like we used to before kids. So like when we do get those moments, like during nap time, or when the kids go to sleep early, or we have his parents come over and play with the children. Like, you have to have those moments for beauty, for just growing and really learning each other again. Because if you don't, you're just going to grow apart, and you really don't want to do that, because when you grow apart, it's not the same. Like, you want to be able to have those conversations that's mentally enduring. And you just, like, learn new things, date each other, and being present when you guys do plan a date. Make sure you follow through with it so that you can hang out and do the things that you need to do. That's what it is. Like, hopefully that was clear about how to be present, and that's one of the most important things that you can do. And we do have times, not all the time, even when the kids are asleep or during nap time. To me, say this, we don't always hang out during those times. Sometimes we need alone time, and sometimes that is the time to sit and be on your phone or read or do something else during that time. But just know, when you plan a time to be present, be there with them. And my third one is to, drum roll, continue to build a strong foundation. Your foundation is going to shift depending on what you're going through at the time. I had to pause through that one because my son was coming in the room, and I haven't figured out fully how to, merge 2 episodes. But anyway, the third one is making sure your foundation is strong. So continue to pray together. Continue to have the same values and principles that you both agree on. They can shift over the years. You're not going to have the same goals and ideas that you did a couple years prior. So making sure that you really set out a plan of your marriage, of how you want to parent, of where you see yourselves going, and stick with them. Work towards them together, check in on each other, hold each other accountable. Make sure that you guys have a village to help. And y'all, not every village is going to be free, but you can have a community of people. There's different types of communities: parenting community, your church community, your work community. Like, just be sure to continue to grow in those areas. But yes, so with those things, remember, be present, build that strong foundation, and communicate. And that's going to keep taking you further. I know there's other ones I can add, but those are my 3 main ones that I thought about. And if you're interested in hearing my husband's, let me know, and I could do a podcast with him, and he can tell us his story, which he had really good ones as well. And I was like, okay, his dynamic was kind of I think he had 1 or 2 that was different from mine. But yeah, so be sure to tune in next time. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and have a great day.